Justin Bieber just dropped $20 million on what some people are calling an adult playground, and the internet cannot stop talking about it. If you love celebrity drama and want to see what happens when one of the biggest pop stars in the world decides to build his own personal paradise, then you need to stick around because this story has layers you would not believe. And hey, if you are new here, hit that subscribe button because we dive deep into celebrity news that actually matters, and you will not want to miss what is coming next. So Justin has been doing something totally unexpected lately, and honestly, it is kind of genius when you think about it. He has been streaming on Twitch almost every single day, like he is trying to become the next big gaming influencer or something. These are not your typical celebrity Instagram lives either, where they show up for 5 minutes and disappear. We are talking full production value with multiple camera angles and people switching between shots in real time. It feels less like a casual stream and more like watching a reality show unfold live. His fans, who call themselves Believers, are absolutely eating this up because they are getting access to Justin in a way they never have before. What makes these streams so fascinating is how raw and unfiltered they are. You get to see Justin just being a regular person doing regular things. He talks about his vitamins and his sleep schedule. He opens up about having anxiety the night before streaming. He picks up the phone and has conversations with friends while the camera keeps rolling. You see him eating meals and laughing at jokes and just existing in his space. For someone who has been such a mystery to the public for so long, this level of access is absolutely wild. Fans are getting to see his mannerisms and hear his thoughts on random topics, and it humanizes him in a way that carefully crafted Instagram posts never could. During one stream, he had a really interesting conversation about worthiness and entitlement that honestly hit different. He was talking with some friends about how he would rather have someone say they are happy for him than tell him he deserves his success. The reasoning behind this was really deep. He explained that when people tell you that you deserve something, it can mess with your head in two ways. Either you start feeling entitled, like the world owes you something because you did a thing, or you start feeling sneaky because deep down you know about the things you do in private that nobody else sees. He said nobody is entitled to any of the success or opportunities they get, and that mentality keeps him grounded. It was one of those moments where you realize celebrities think about their fame and fortune in much more complex ways than we imagine. The streams also show off his creative space, which is where all the controversy started. This compound he allegedly bought for $20 million is basically a massive studio setup that doubles as the ultimate hangout spot. There are games everywhere. He has got what looks like a basketball court. There is a full movie theater setup where he watches old Disney Channel movies. He was recently watching one called Brink, which is apparently about skateboarding. The whole place gives off Major Playroom vibes, but like an elevated adult version where you can actually create and collaborate and just have fun. Justin keeps talking about how inspired he feels in this space and how much joy it brings him to have all his favorite people around. He has areas set up for his son Jack Blues. He has gaming setups and creative stations and everything you could possibly want if you were trying to build your own little world. For someone who has been in the spotlight since he was a kid and probably never got to have a normal childhood, this space seems like his way of reclaiming some of that joy and freedom. He gets to be a big kid again, but on his own terms and in a safe environment. But of course the internet had opinions, and not all of them were positive. People started criticizing him for spending $20 million on what they see as a glorified man cave. The main complaint is that he should be spending that time and money on his son instead of building himself a playground. Critics are saying he is being selfish and immature and not taking his responsibilities as a father seriously. The comments got pretty harsh, with people questioning his priorities and acting like they know exactly how he should be living his life. Here is the thing though. Justin does not stream all day long. He goes live for a few hours and then presumably spends time with his family. Nobody actually knows his full schedule except him and the people close to him. Also, this is not his house. He is not streaming from where he lives with his wife and baby because that would be a massive security risk. This is a separate space specifically for work and creativity and hanging out with friends. Plenty of people have offices or studios or workshops where they go to do their thing and nobody bats an eye. But because Justin is famous and the space looks fun, suddenly it is a problem. The reality is that everyone needs a space where they can just be themselves and feel safe and happy. For some people, that is a home office or a garage workshop, or even just a corner of a room that feels like theirs. Before having his closet as a creative space, some people found peace in their bathtub. Not even joking. There are people who would grab blankets and pillows and just chill in a clean bathtub because it was the only place in their home where they could be totally alone and recharge. The point is that having a place where you feel comfortable and inspired is not a luxury. It is actually really important for mental health and creativity.
Think about it this way.
Justin has been working since he was a young teenager. He has been in the public eye dealing with intense scrutiny and pressure for most of his life. He has talked openly about his struggles with mental health and addiction and the challenges of growing up famous. If having a $20 million creative compound where he can make music and play games and hang out with trusted friends helps him stay healthy and happy, then maybe that is actually money well spent. We celebrate when celebrities go to therapy or take mental health breaks, but then judge them when they invest in spaces that bring them joy and peace. The streaming thing itself is also getting at something deeper. More celebrities should honestly be doing this kind of thing because it breaks down the walls between them and their fans in a really authentic way. It is not a polished magazine interview or a carefully edited documentary. It is just real-time life happening with all the awkward moments and genuine laughs and random conversations that come with it. Fans get to feel like they are actually hanging out with their favorite artist instead of just consuming content about them. That connection is powerful, and it is something that social media has been trying to create for years, but never quite gets right. During the streams, you can see Justin working through ideas and getting feedback from friends. You watch him play games and goof around, but also have serious conversations about life and art and what it means to be creative. He has turned what could have been just another celebrity vanity project into something that actually engages his audience and gives them value. The Believers are not just watching someone play video games. They are watching someone they admire live their life, and that parasocial relationship feels a little less parasocial when you are getting hours of unfiltered content. Then there was the incident at the baseball game that got everyone talking again. Justin got heckled while he was just trying to enjoy the game. People were yelling at him and making comments and generally being obnoxious. Now, baseball games are supposed to be fun. The atmosphere is relaxed, and people are there to have a good time. But apparently some people cannot help themselves when they see a celebrity in public. They feel entitled to that person's attention, or they want to get a reaction, or maybe they're just drunk and being idiots. Whatever the reason, it must be exhausting to never be able to just exist in public without someone making it about your fame. The whole situation really highlights the double standard that celebrities face. People criticize them for being out of touch and living in bubbles, but then when they try to do normal things like go to a baseball game, they get harassed. They are told they should be more relatable and accessible, but then their boundaries are not respected when they are out in the world. Justin cannot win. If he stays home and keeps to himself, people say he is disconnected from reality. If he goes out and tries to enjoy normal activities, people heckle him and invade his space. Then when he creates his own private space where he can work and play and be creative, people call him wasteful and selfish. It is worth pointing out that nobody actually knows what Justin does with his time when the cameras are off. Maybe he spends hours every day with his son. Maybe he is an incredibly hands-on dad who just also happens to have a job that involves streaming and making music. People are making assumptions based on a few hours of content they see online and acting like they have the full picture of his life. That is not fair, and it is not accurate. Parenting does not mean you have to give up every single thing that brings you joy or helps you be creative. In fact, having outlets and spaces where you can recharge probably makes you a better parent because you are not burnout and resentful. The criticism also ignores the fact that creating art and music is literally Justin's job. This compound is not just a place to mess around. It is a workspace. Musicians need studios. They need places where they can experiment and collaborate and get into a creative flow without distractions. If this space helps Justin make better music and feel more inspired, then his fans benefit from that. Everyone benefits from that. But people would rather focus on the price tag and make judgments about how someone else should spend their money. $20 million is obviously a lot of money. Most people will never see that much money in their entire lives. But Justin Bieber is not most people. He has been one of the most successful musicians on the planet for over a decade. He has earned his wealth through his talent and hard work and constant touring and creating. If he wants to spend some of that money on a space that makes him happy and helps him do his job better, then that is his choice to make. People are acting like he took $20 million away from charity or something when in reality, this is just how he is choosing to invest in his career and well-being. There is also something to be said about how we view successful people and their spending. When a tech billionaire buys another mansion or a yacht, nobody really cares. When an athlete builds a massive training facility on their property, people think it is cool and dedicated. But when a young musician creates a creative space that also happens to be fun, suddenly it is frivolous and immature. The double standard is obvious. Maybe it is because Justin still looks young, or because pop music is not taken as seriously as other industries, but the judgment feels disproportionate to what is actually happening. At the end of the day, Justin is just trying to live his life in a way that works for him. He found something that brings him joy and allows him to connect with his fans and create the kind of content and art that he wants to make. The streaming gives fans unprecedented access to his daily life. The compound gives him a safe space to work and play and be himself. The whole setup seems like a pretty healthy way for someone in his position to navigate fame and creativity and fatherhood. But the internet loves to have opinions about things they do not fully understand, and celebrities are easy targets. So, what do you think about all this? Is Justin being irresponsible with his money and time, or is he just a guy trying to find balance and happiness in a really complicated life? Should celebrities be doing more of these raw, unfiltered streams, or is it too much access into their private worlds? The conversation around all of this is honestly more interesting than the controversy itself, because it shows how we think about wealth and fame and what successful people owe to the rest of us. If you made it this far, then you clearly care about this stuff as much as we do, so make sure you are subscribed, because we are going to keep bringing you the celebrity stories that actually make you think and give you something to talk about with your friends.